sat beside him. He spoke softly, his voice like the gentle flow of a river. You've been running, my son, chasing after things that will never bring you peace. You have carried the weight of the world on your shoulders, believing you must be perfect. But perfection is a burden, not a blessing. The young warrior looked at the chief, his eyes filled with confusion. But, elder, how can I rest? I have failed so many times. I have not been what I should be. I feel as if I am not enough. The chief smiled gently, his eyes reflecting the wisdom of the stars above. You are enough, always have been. The Great Spirit does not ask for perfection. He asks for you to come as you are, with all your struggles and all your flaws. You do not need to be strong all the time. You do not need to prove anything. The Great Spirit has a place for you, a place where you can lay down your burdens, a place of rest. The young warrior's heart softened. A place of rest? Yes, the chief nodded. A place where there is no judgment, no shame, where you can simply be. The Great Spirit's arms are open, welcoming you just as you are. No need to fight, no need to strive. You are loved without condition. The warrior sat in silence, the weight in his chest slowly beginning to lift. For the first time in many seasons, he felt a peace he had not known before. He looked up at the stars, the vastness of the night sky, reminding him that he did not need to be perfect to be loved. He could rest, for the Great Spirit had already accepted him, flaws and all. You see, the chief continued, rest is not in doing, it is in letting go. Let go of the need to be perfect, and trust that the Great Spirit will take care of you. His love is not earned, it is given freely, and it is enough. Rest, my son, and know that you are enough. The young warrior closed his eyes, feeling the soft winds brush against his face. He felt a peace he had never known before, a peace that was not dependent on his strength or his success. It was a peace that came simply from being loved, just as he was. And so, he rested, knowing that in the embrace of the Great Spirit, he was enough, just as he was. The world could wait, the struggles could wait, for in this moment, he had found the greatest gift of all, the gift of rest. As the sun rose over the sacred mountains, the warmth of its light spread across the valley, touching every stone, every tree, and every river. The land seemed to breathe with the rhythm of the earth. In the distance, a young woman named Ayana stood at the edge of a quiet stream, gazing into the clear water. Her heart, like the river, was troubled, flowing with memories of pain, loss, and the weight of the past. Ayana had known suffering. She had known the pain of brokenness, of battles fought within herself that left scars deeper than any wound. The losses in her life had shaped her, turning her spirit cold, as though the warmth of life had been drained from her. She stood by the water, wishing to find peace, wishing to find healing for a heart that had been broken too many times. As she knelt beside the stream, the gentle voice of the elder, a wise woman named Kaya, reached her ears. Kaya, with skin like the earth itself and eyes that sparkled with the wisdom of many seasons, walked softly toward Ayana. My child, she said, her voice calm like the morning breeze, you are troubled, I see. Your heart is weary, your spirit burdened, but you do not need to carry this weight alone. Ayana looked up at the elder, her eyes filled with unshed tears. I do not know how to heal, Kaya, she whispered, the pain of my past. It holds me. It keeps me from moving forward. I do not know how to let go. Kaya sat beside her, her presence a calming force. The past does not define you, Ayana. The pain you carry is heavy, but it is not who you are. There is a force greater than all the storms you've weathered. The Great Spirit's love is like the river, flowing endlessly, washing over you, healing what has been broken. Ayana lowered her head, but I feel so lost, so unworthy of healing. Kaya smiled softly, touching Ayana's hand. You are not unworthy. The Great Spirit's love is not something you must earn. It is given freely, like the rain that falls to nourish the earth. His love can transform you, child. It can heal your heart and make you stronger than you were before. The wounds you carry will be wiped away, and in their place, you will find peace. Ayana's heart stirred with something new, a spark of hope, like the first light of dawn breaking through a dark sky. Kaya continued, her voice as steady as the river's flow. Your heart is like the earth after a great storm, broken and scarred. But just as the earth heals over time, so will your spirit. The Great Spirit will tend to you, nurturing you, renewing you, and bringing life where there was once only sorrow. You do not have to fix yourself. Trust in His love, and He will restore you. Ayana lifted her gaze to the sky, the warmth of the sun now touching her face, and for the first time in many seasons, she felt a lightness in her chest. It was as if the weight she had carried for so long was beginning to lift, replaced by a new sense of peace. The Great Spirit's love is a river that flows through your soul, Kaya said, her voice soft but firm. Let it wash over you. Let it heal you. You are stronger than you think, Ayana. The pain may have shaped you, but it does not define you. You are whole, you are worthy, and you are loved. Ayana stood slowly, her heart a little lighter, her spirit a little stronger. She looked at the river, its waters flowing endlessly, and for the first time in many seasons, she felt the healing power of the Great Spirit's love moving within her. The past no longer held her captive. The future was no longer a fearsome unknown. As she walked away from the stream, Ayana felt a sense of restoration fill her. She had been healed, not by her own strength, but by the love of the Great Spirit. And with that love, she was free to move forward, to live fully, and to embrace the future with hope. The sun dipped low behind the mountains, casting long shadows over the land. In the heart of the forest, a young man named Dakota sat alone beneath an ancient oak tree. His hands were calloused from a life of hard work, but his heart was heavy with worry. Life had not been kind to him. The challenges seemed endless, and each day felt like a struggle against the winds of fate. The paths ahead were unclear, and Dakota felt lost in the forest of his own fears. As he sat, staring at the ground beneath him, the whispers of the wind seemed to speak to him, as if the forest itself was trying to reach into his soul. He closed his eyes, and for a moment, the sounds of the earth, the rustling of the leaves, the distant call of a bird became a calming melody, but the worries still lingered in his heart. How would he provide for his family? How would he face the trials that lay ahead? The weight of his uncertainty pressed on him like a storm cloud. Just then, an elder named Sani appeared from the edge of the forest. His hair was silver, his skin lined with the wisdom of many seasons. He moved with the quiet grace of someone who had seen much in this life. As Sani approached, he noticed a troubled look on Dakota's face. "Why do you sit here alone, my child?" Sani asked, his voice deep and steady like the river that wound through the valley. Dakota looked up, his eyes tired. "I do not know where to go, Sani. The world is filled with darkness, and my heart is heavy with worry. I do not know how to face what is ahead. I fear that I am alone in this." Sani knelt beside him, placing a hand gently on his shoulder. "You are never alone, Dakota," he said, his voice calm and reassuring. "The Creator walks beside you always, even when you cannot see His footsteps. Trust in His guidance. He has promised to lead you through every trial, just as He has led our people through countless storms before." Dakota frowned, still uncertain. "But how can I trust? The path seems so unclear. How do I know what I am meant to do?" Sani smiled softly, his eyes reflecting the light of the setting sun. "The Creator speaks to us in many ways, Dakota. Sometimes we must walk through the darkness, trusting that the dawn will come. You do not need to know the end of the journey right now. All that is required is that you take the first step. The Creator will guide you with His wisdom in His time." Dakota thought for a moment, feeling the weight of Sani's words. It was true. The forest around him had its shadows, but it also had its light. He didn't have to know everything, only that he was not alone, and that the Creator would provide for him, even in the hardest of times. Sani continued, "Trust in the Creator's promises, Dakota. You are not meant to walk alone. You may not see the path clearly now, but it is there, waiting for you. Have faith and walk forward in that faith. The Creator will lead you step by step as He has always done." Dakota stood, feeling the strength of Sani's words settle in his heart like the roots of an ancient tree grounding him. "I will walk with faith, Sani," he said, his voice steady now. "I will trust that the Creator will guide me through the storms." The elder smiled, his eyes full of pride. "That is the way, my child. Walk with trust, walk with faith, and you will find your way just as the river finds its path to the sea." As Dakota walked away, the world seemed a little brighter. The weight of his worries had not vanished, but a sense of peace had settled in his heart. He knew the road ahead would not be easy, but he no longer felt lost. With the Creator's guidance, he could face whatever challenges awaited him, step by step, with faith and trust. In the quiet stillness of the early morning, a young woman named Ahuli sat by the edge of the river. The water flowed swiftly, carrying the echoes of the past with it. She had always felt a deep connection to the river, for it was like her life constantly flowing, changing, yet always moving forward. But now, it felt as though her journey had come to a halt. Ahuli had been facing many struggles. The weight of fear and doubt had settled in her heart like a stone, and she felt powerless to change anything. The dreams she once had seemed so distant, buried beneath the worries and obstacles she could not seem to overcome. Every step forward felt like a battle, and every day she wondered if she was strong enough to continue. As the first light of dawn touched the earth, the elder Wiyeye, wise with years, walked down the path toward her. His eyes sparkled with the wisdom of the seasons, and his presence brought a sense of calm to everything around him. "Ahuli," he called softly, his voice like the wind rustling through the trees. "Why do you sit here alone, my child?" Ahuli looked up, her eyes heavy with the weight of her thoughts. "I am lost, Wiyaya," she said, her voice barely above a whisper. "I feel as though I am surrounded by shadows. My fears hold me back, and I do not know how to move forward. I am not strong enough." Wiyeye smiled gently, sitting down beside her. "Ahuli," he said, his voice filled with the kind of wisdom that only comes from a lifetime of experience, "you are never powerless. The Creator has gifted you with strength, with purpose, and with the ability to overcome any obstacle that comes your way." Ahuli shook her head, her heart still heavy. "But how can I face the challenges ahead? I feel so small, like I am fighting against something much larger than myself." Wiyaya looked at her with compassion. "The challenges you face are like the stones in the river. They may seem large, but the water does not stop to fear the stones. It flows around them, through them, and keeps moving forward. In the same way, you too have the power to overcome fear and obstacles. You are strong, Ahuli, stronger than you know." He reached out, placing a hand gently on her shoulder. "With the Creator's guidance, there is nothing you cannot overcome. Your strength comes from within. It is not the obstacles that define you, but how you choose to face them. You are not alone in this journey. The Creator is with you always." Ahuli listened, her heart stirring with something deeper than she had felt in a long time. The weight on her chest began to lift, if only slightly. The river, which had once seemed like an obstacle, now appeared as a symbol of resilience and flow. The obstacles she faced were just like the stones in the water, temporary, conquerable with patience, faith, and strength. Wiyaya continued, "You have the power to shape your path. The fear you feel is not your master. You are the master of your fears. With faith and trust in the Creator's wisdom, you will rise above whatever stands in your way. The Creator has placed within you a heart of courage and the strength to carry it forward." Ahuli stood, a sense of resolve growing within her. "I will move forward," she said, her voice stronger now. "I will face the obstacles not with fear, but with the strength that I have been given." The elder smiled. "That is the way, Ahuli. The Creator walks with you. Trust in Him, trust in yourself, and you will find your way." As Ahuli walked away, she could feel the weight of fear lifting. The road ahead was still unclear, but she knew that with God's help, she had the strength to overcome whatever came her way. She was no longer powerless. She was empowered, and nothing could stand in her way. The sun was setting over the plains, casting long shadows across the earth as the warm colors of twilight embraced the sky. As the last light of the day touched the land, a young warrior named Tyanita stood at the edge of the campfire, his heart heavy with thoughts he could not shake. He had lived many seasons, yet there were moments when the weight of the world pressed down on him, and he wondered if his struggles were ever truly heard. Around him, the camp stirred with the quiet movement of his people preparing for the night. The fire crackled and popped, its warmth spreading through the cool evening air. Yet despite the outward peace, Tyanita felt a quiet longing within, a desire for something greater than the worries of the day. He had heard many voices of elders and warriors, but none could fill the space in his heart that seemed empty, restless. Then, the voice of his grandmother, Akecheta, reached his ears. She had been a guide to him for many moons, offering wisdom like the steady flow of a river that never stops, no matter the obstacles. She approached, her presence as calm as the evening breeze. Tayanita, she called softly, her voice carrying the wisdom of generations. Why do you stand apart from the fire? You are one with this land, yet you distance yourself from its warmth. Tayanita turned, his eyes filled with the weight of his thoughts. Grandmother, I feel lost. The world seems too heavy, and I do not know if my heart is strong enough to carry the burdens placed upon me. Akecheta smiled kindly, her eyes reflecting the strength of 1,000 stars. Tayanita, the land does not ask the river to stop flowing, nor does the eagle ask for wings that do not carry it high. You were created with purpose. The Creator's love is woven into your very being. You have only to trust, to walk forward with faith, and to declare that you are ready to embrace what is offered. The young warrior listened, his heart beginning to stir.